Hey guys, I thought I'd go over the latest updates to Artnet2Twinkly version 3.0.1. First thing you can do is you can just look on the downloads page, and it's got a pretty useful list of stuff here. So, for example, import/export buttons moved into the layout editor. As you can see, they're no longer here; they are here. Right? No big deal. There was a reason for that. It simplified the code quite a bit because the layout editor had the upload code in it, and it was already set aside with its own little firewall version of the layout, so you could import into that and not have to save it now. Okay, so the main window and layout editor are resizable. I did a couple things to make it better for people with bad eyesight, basically, like myself. So I could come through here now and do this. See most of my devices. Or you can make it bigger by going like this. It'll keep the same aspect ratio. It will have dead space to the side of it currently. Maybe I should color that. I'm not really sure. But there's that. Same thing happens here. You can go bigger or smaller. Really want to. And you'll notice some of the buttons have been spaced out. It's because I added a theme also for people that have bad vision. It's not really shown here, but there's two more themes. So now we also have crystal and material. Crystal's for you people that have bad eyesight and you like Macintosh, because it flips the buttons over. So now, guess what? If you're running in your VM on Mac, it kind of looks like Mac, and the text is a little bit bigger. But if that's not good enough for you, we have a material theme, and that makes everything gigantic. I tried to space some stuff out so it's still usable, but your mileage may vary on this one. As you can see, it's clipping some buttons off and stuff. So let's go back to this other new one, Office 2007 Silver. It's just the theming engine is not perfect. So if it overlaps a button, it'll end up looking weird the next time you switch. So anyway, here you go. What else we got? Layout editor. You no longer need to have an initial layout to overwrite. So, for example, let me close this window. Most of my stuff is on default layouts right now. Some are saved. This is not. This is not. If it's a triangle, it's pretty well stock. And presence looks like stock, but it's not. I saved it. So you can actually come in here and edit one of these directly, like this, and just say, now let's commit that change. And then we can look and see that it changed it. This is important that you verify this. And then you can go ahead and upload it. This is actually leading to another change that I made, because I fixed the problem with it eating layouts on iOS and, in fact, entire devices. It goes hand in hand with the other problem. So there was a flag on the layouts called synthesized, and if that was on there, it hid the layout. So I found that, and it's no longer hiding my initial layouts anymore. And then iOS had some other issues, but I got them working too. So anyway, I edited presence, and you may have noticed it just refreshed. That's a weird bug in the system right now. it doesn't really affect anything. But if I go into presence on my device now, you can see the edit to the layout right there where I moved the piece over. I just need to have the app refresh, I guess, after uploading. I don't know where the other layout's coming from. As far as I can tell, it's not even there, and yet it reappears. Anyway, you have other abilities now. You can edit just part of a layout. So here's my spinners. And you'll see that they're overlapping. You probably can't tell that. This is made from two separate grids. I have a grid on the left side of my door and a grid on the right. And they appear to be overlapped. Now, how did I do that? And why did I do that? Well, I wanted to apply a grid effect and have it appear on both of them instead of just, I'll show you what it looked like. It looked like this originally. And just to show you how quick it is to edit this stuff. Didn't I commit that? I just edited it. Try it again. That's why I said it's important to make sure you commit your stuff. I probably didn't wait long enough. My mouse is slightly flaky. Let's commit. All right, now it's showing it. Close that. Now let's edit the other one. Apparently, I only had one of them selected. Lovely. That's okay, though. So let's make this one 0.3, 0.3, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, now let's scrunch this over. Okay, now I know I'm at the edge of it. Select, drag, and remove this. You can't see it, but there's a sharing icon that's in the way. All right. So now that's there. Commit. All right. So originally when I mapped this, it honestly wouldn't map right. But with editing, I got it to look like this. This is the left side of my door. This is the right side of my door. And the door has the net on it. So when I applied an effect to this, like say the emoji one didn't look right because it was putting them down here. The smiley face, the pumpkins and the skulls didn't look right because they were like here and hitting the edges of it. Well, what can you do? Well, you can go in here and do just the opposite of what I just did and make that be like 3.3 maybe. Let's see. 3.549. All right. Let's commit that one. Now, you see where I'm going with this. This is how I did the other one originally. So, oh, look, there's a one off center. Fix that. Double click and drag. Commit. There we go. Anyway, so now when I close this, you can see that when I apply my skull or whatever, it's actually going to be on this grid. And then if you align this one up the same way, it applies on both of them. And I have done that. So what else can you do that you couldn't do before? You can edit and upload group layouts. Now there's a disclaimer on this. You can in fact edit this and upload it. but I can't guarantee that it's going to work right. In this display right here. So for example, I have edited the layout of Big Tree. Now when I edit it, you'll see that it looks different. That's because this layout is built from the strings and it's not properly reflecting the group layout. I'm going to fix that later. In fact, let me write that down. Mutts. Anyway. But anyway, you can tell I am logged in and this has been edited. That's pretty obvious. So group editing works, although it's not perfect because it doesn't display it here. Now the other thing is, if I wanted to, you'll see here you can now edit substrings. We did that a minute ago. You can also now import a substring. So let's go to my sign-in window grid. It just looks like a triangle, right? Well, I have previously exported the bottom of it. So now in the top, I'm going to import the bottom. And there you go. Commit, close. So now, whoops, top and bottom match. And I didn't upload this because I don't want it to do weird shit. What else we got? Okay, the bulk control. These buttons, none of them worked in the previous releases. Apparently when I put the themes on them, I got rid of the buttons, click events. That's fixed. The timer, I have this working for me. I do not know if it's going to work if you're not in Central Time Zone, and I need people to tell me. But it's pretty simple to use. It's supposed to set the timer on every string same time. So you set your time to whatever you want your on time is, and your off time, and you click enable and click save timer, and it updates the strings directly. That's the on string timer. Okay, what else we got here? I don't actually have this mentioned in the notes, but I also made some changes over here. You'll notice this drop down is now different. Set strings to selected mode if no signal received for 1 minute. You can now choose what it's going to do. It's going to go to pre-effect, demo, movie playlist, or solid colors. And that's whatever you have saved in the string already, but it'll go back to it. And if you go to previous, what that'll do is when this app first launches, it records the status of each string and it will put it back in that status. Now there's a caveat to that one. If you go into bulk control and you change it with one of these, this is the mode it'll fall back into. Just so you know. All right. Well, that's pretty much all of it. Oh, and if a device had an underscore in the name, it broke test and preview. And frankly, most devices do. For example, Twinkly underscore blah, blah, blah. Test would not have worked before. It would have just not found the device to stream to it because I had a bug in the code that was splitting. It was expecting anything with an underscore to be a substring. Just an oversight on my part. Well, there you have it. That about covers it. And hope you guys enjoy using it.